Some major changes are on track for one of the main roads in College Place. The Whitman Central Corridor project is slated to get underway early this summer, and it will put a new face on the city's main east-west pathway. Among the biggest changes in store will be a rebuild of the intersection of Whitman and College Avenue, a job that will include putting in traffic lights, something that hasn't been seen there for many years. But the project is not without its question marks. Money will determine how much will get done this year and what will have to be put off until later. Or, as City Engineer Robert Gordon said, the final scope of the project will be constrained by what funding we can get.
This is a major project for the City of College Place. This is different from our previous projects, one of which you can see to the east of us here. This is a project that's going through the middle of town. And Whitman Drive is one of our minor arterials. So that means that we're looking at it not just from the standpoint of repaving the road, but actually making sure it works well as an arterial, as a main path for traffic through town from east to west. What we're looking at is essentially extending and repaving a major portion of about a mile of street, all the way from Larch here out to Academy Way, which is to the west side of town. Not the entire mile would be paved. Some of the pavement is okay, so we're looking at about 75% of that. We're looking at about 1,300 feet of stormwater improvements, replacements. We're looking at about 1,000 feet of water and about 500 feet of sewer. Well, we're looking at, preliminarily, we're looking at increasing each of these corners by one lane, a right-hand turn lane, so that we have a through lane, a dedicated left turn lane, a through lane, and a right-hand turn lane, as well as the through traffic on the other side. So our early design is showing that on all four sides. However, we have just released our traffic engineers and so forth, to really look at it and take a very close look to see what we need to do. That may change. The big question will be how far back do we go in terms of impacts to other properties at this intersection. We're working with the university in particular on that. They are probably the largest stakeholder in this project. This is a signal that is needed because of the intersection of the two arterials. However, they're right in the middle of it here, and they have impacts. And so we're working closely with them and their master planning committee. The plan that we have for this particular project is not only to pave, but as I mentioned before, we would also have a 10-foot multi-use path on the south side of the road, almost all the way from Academy. It actually transitions from the north to the south side at Alpine, all the way down the south side of Whitman, all the way down through to Academy Way. This is where our 10-foot path comes to an end, and it continues. It's already built, goes all the way through, all the way down to Martin Airfield, or just to where Martin Airfield begins, as a 10-foot path, and it's the frontage for the Homestead Acres development. Now, this 10-foot path will actually go into that development, and does today, and service that development as well. So it's not just what you see in front of you, but it's much of what goes up in that development as well. That development, when built out, would be about 320 homes. So again, this is a great amenity for the community in terms of bringing some pedestrian access to these facilities here, the Rogers Elementary School and the high school. Along here, again, we may have some issues in terms of right-of-way further down the road, but through here we could put in our 10-foot path. And again, for us, it's going to be an issue of matching the funding and the right-of-way to the project and making sure that we have something that works in the long run.